I am about to continue the auntie saga. This is the second story relating to my aunt, the yellow bone one, Auntie Mnunu, the one who can, mess some shit up. So, to start with the story, I would say, so there we were, me, a very young me, my mom next to me, a lady across us who had half of her head almost cut off, heading to prison. Now, one person was going to jail there. Clearly it wasn't me. And we all know who it was. Because, oh mother, oh mother, oh mother. Anyway, now to backtrack so we can go back to the beginning. Because, the story doesn't start there. That's where it almost ends. Now, to give, again, some context, as we all know, my mom is very physical, can be very violent, but in all, encompassing all of that, she's very protective, especially when it comes to her siblings. I think my mom is like the third one from her siblings, with my big aunt who's like firstborn. Oh, actually no, my uncle, my aunt, my other aunt, excuse me, and my mom, and then the others would follow, including the youngest, oldest one, which is Auntie Mnunu, So she's very protective. And when anything happens to her sisters, she would like to be there, to protect them. But at the same time, she also kind of like, fights with them. Anyway, so on this day, I don't know what my aunt was doing. And especially because she was starting something she couldn't finish with people who probably she shouldn't have started a fight with. Now, I live in the hood, township things. In the township, there are always criminals that you know of, but nobody says shit. But we all know who it is. We had neighbors. These neighbors were not to be fucked with. They were killers, in a sense, but they really know how to cause some violence. They were gangsters. They knew people who were gangsters. I think now they probably have changed quite a lot. I think one of them is now probably a security guard. Life changes. Anyway, so in that time, those guys were known to be very violent. And somehow, my aunt got into a fight with with another girl from this family. It was a huge fight. Oh, it was a violent fight. Fusek and vacuums were said, punches were thrown. It was getting chaotic. I don't know how my mom and her boyfriend got involved, which I'll also tell the story later. Involving my mom and this boyfriend of hers. Anyway, they got into this shit for some reason. My mom trying to protect, of course, trying to flex her muscle. So my mom and her boyfriend, who was also a violent child on his own, that man, he was in the taxis. So you know how those guys are. So he was in the taxis and, he had a crazy mind. So the fight starts. Somehow, somewhere, of course it was to defend my aunt. But my aunt found a way to remove herself from the trouble, from the problem. Because, she was the youngest one. So they were defending her. While they were defending her, my mom, being who she is. With all her karates and chops and stuff like that. I don't know how the other lady got injured. But apparently a machete was thrown from my family side, my mom and her boyfriend, I don't know who did what, and the machete, people almost died. It comes back. The machete kind of like grazed the girl's head. Like, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I think you could see one of those. But you could see one of those, that white part of the flesh, and that's, ugh. But she was bleeding, and because the violence was getting so bad, calls were made because the criminals, the gangsters, were not there. They were somewhere else on a different household, like quite far away. So they were called, and they were gonna pitch up there in 30 minutes to an hour. Oh, fuck. Here goes this shit again. Now, fast forward a few minutes, the gangsters come. Oh, they come with guns blazing, knives blazing. They bring their own friends who are also known to be very violent. When they come to my house, my mom's not there because she has heard that these people are coming. Because if they come and she's there, it was gonna get messed up. My mom and her boyfriend ran to the neighbor's house. Of course, I don't know how the fuck they forgot us. Me and my brother are left in the house alone for some reason. When we are left in the house, we hear a whole lot of rumble. These guys coming, screaming, hearing shooting, bah, 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 coming in to the house. And when they come to the house, we are fucking scared. We are kids. And when I say we are kids, we are kids. One of those things, I think they say it's psychology. But they say when stuff that your mind basically can't comprehend, your body is able to do amazing things. Me and my little brother, who was, I don't know how old he was, I think he was like 5. So if he's 5, I'm like 9 years old. We pick up the fridge. I don't know how we did it, but we pick up the fridge and we bang it against the door so these guys don't come. We pick up the sofa and we bang it next to the fridge, and then we are there. My brother is, how can I I have teddy bears here. So this is me. This is the door, fridge, and the sofa. I'm here pushing against the sofa. My brother's here pushing against me so the door doesn't open. These guys come. Bah! 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 The door is being pushed. Of course, they got more strength than us. I don't know how many there are outside, but it felt that we were probably about to die. Bah! They're pushing the door, they're screaming, they're saying insults, they want to kill whoever is inside. My brother and I are crying. Tears are rolling down my eyes. You could hear these guys trying to shoot. I don't know what they were doing. They were trying to kill someone. And when they realized they couldn't come inside the door, they go around to the window. Now, if me and my brother are sitting here by the door, the window is right there. Of course, it got burglar guards, so that helped. I don't know. And then we just hear huge stones coming to the door. Wah, wah. Breaking the windows. Bah. Tears in my eyes. I'm shaking. My brother's crying. I'm trying to protect this little nigga. He has no idea what the fuck is going on. But I think he had an idea. He had an idea that violence was happening. And a couple of minutes later, these guys, we can hear them disappear. I don't know. I think there was a mediator who was trying to solve the problem. Or their mom. I think their mom called them to come back and stop with the violence. Because they were mad. They were really mad. And I think, of course, they had gotten a little bit, sloshed. They were drunk. After that, me and my brother run to the other neighbor. We run to the other neighbor, and then the family is there. My mom screams, and of course, hugs us. And then we are crying, because, we just almost experienced death. Anyway, because of the violence and how everything was so heavy, oh, how ironic this is. It's my mom who calls the cops. She calls the cops. Hours later, you know how cops are in SA. Hours later, 30 minutes later, I don't know how long it was. But, when you say there's people who's trying to kill us, sometimes there's a little bit of a rush. The cops come. My mom takes the cops, and we are going to arrest these people at their home. Come there, guys are gone, of course. Known criminals. Probably cops have been looking for them. But the lady, the sister, who's almost dying, but they put a bandage on her. She wants to file a case on my mother, saying my mother is the one who threw the machete. My mom denies it, saying, no, it wasn't me. It was actually the boyfriend who threw the machete. But we don't know where he is. The girl's like, nope, it wasn't him, it was you. So the police turn around and like, yo, you telling us about things we can't see, but you almost killed someone. We're taking you to jail. You come and file a case on her. It's like, what the fuck? And the whole situation is turning around now. So we get into the van. I'm there. I don't even know why I was there. But I was told to come with my mom. My mom told me to come with her. I don't know. Anyway, I'm there. Ladies across us. My mom is talking. And here's the scariest shit I could ever experience as a child. My mom keeps telling me about everything that I might need to raise my brother and sister. She's telling me all about where the wills are, where the money is, where umasingcwabisane is, the funeral plans. She's telling me all these things. Okay, Tembelane, makuthi ngidinga imali ilaphayana, if sekudingakala incwadi or some shit like that, it's there and it's there and it's there. And I'm like, what the fuck? How can I be in a position where I'm going to be raising kids? I have no fucking idea. I'm still a kid myself. And my mom starts crying. She starts crying. I start crying. And we're like now both crying. And she's like telling me not to cry. And I'm telling her not to cry. And she's getting so scared. And she's like telling me all these things. She's like, it's going to be okay. If she goes to jail, it's probably going to be like for a couple of years. I'm like, oh fuck. I don't know what to do. But the lady across us tells us everything is going to be fine. We just need to sort it out at the police station. But nobody's going to jail. I mean, the lady that's saying this is the lady who's got her scar injured. When we get to the police station, she says she's not filing any case. They just want to try and find a way to solve this issue between the families without anybody getting hurt. And the police are like, oh, what the fuck? Why did you bring me here? We bring you here. But then, they have a conversation, an adult's conversation. My mom cries. She starts crying. The lady starts crying. I'm watching two adults cry. I have no idea what to do. I was just shaking. But at the end of it, we all come together and we come back to the township. Couple of days later, guess what? The aunt, the instigator of this whole problem, is now best friends with his neighbors. They're like best friends, like nothing happened. And when they talk as best friends, because they were already friends in the first place, they're making the family look like the bad guy. Like they were not supposed to get into things between two people. And I'm like, what the fuck? My mom was so angry. The whole family was angry at the aunt. And it's almost like she was just didn't give a shit. She just like, yeah, but I think the issue was solved. The window, I think the family gave my mom some money to pay for the window. But for the longest time, that window stayed like that. I think for like a couple of years, 2 years, I don't know if I remember correctly. It stayed like broken. I think almost psychologically, it was put there as a reminder that this thing happened. Yeah, I think for years, the window stayed broken. And I would ask my mom constantly, why are we not fixing the window? Can you imagine? I was so young, but I'm the one who ended up fixing that window when I actually started working. Yeah, in like university. Jeez, is it? No, but I remember I'm the one who paid for the window to be fixed. Oh, I used financial aid. Yes, I was using. Thank you, financial aid. Anyway, I used financial aid to try and pay for the window. But it was my mom's fault. She was given money to fix the window. She just used it for other things. My mom loves money. Anyway, I think that's about it. That's the crazy time my mom almost went to jail. A time where we almost died. A time where, everything just felt like it was going all in the wrong places. But yeah, moral of the story, don't protect people who don't need protection. I mean, it's one of those things where don't get into a fight between two people who know each other. Because sometimes, you end up being the one who's wrong and you were just trying to help. J. Cole once said, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. I shall see you on the next story. Thank you again for listening to me. I appreciate and love that you are giving your ears to me for me to speak to them. See you next time.